the decision makers who determine and shape the country's policies and programs. Bottom line is the show to watch.
Well, join Asmi Uba as it brings to the table movers and shakers of society and policymakers whose decisions have direct impact on your lives.
Bottom line comes up every Thursday at 7 p.m. on SLBC TV, Channel 31, with Asmi Uba.
The bottom line on SLBC TV, the program you can't afford to miss on SLBC TV, Channel 31. Join me now.
The show that touches every aspect of society as we leave no stone unturned.
It's Bottom Line, only on SLBC TV. Do you know the TV show that brings to you the decision makers who determine and shape the country's policies and programs? Bottom Line is the show to watch.
Well, join Asmi Uba as it brings to the table movers and shakers of society and policymakers whose decisions have direct impact on your lives.
Bottom Line comes up every Thursday at 7 p.m. on SLBC TV, Channel 31, with Asmi Uba.
The bottom line on SLBC TV, the program you can't afford to miss on SLBC TV, Channel 31. Join me now. Hello and welcome to the program Bottom Line from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Asmi Uba. On Bottom Line today, former Minister and Ambassador under the Nkrumah administration, Honorable Ambassador Petit Nkrumah, to run for the chairmanship of his party. How prepared is he, and is the party ready to give him the leadership? He is our guest for today's Bottom Line. So be with us for the next 1 hour as we shall have this and many more questions to ask. The program is Bottom Line.
Do you know the TV show that brings to you the decision makers who determine and shape the country's policies and programs? Bottom Line is the show to watch.
Well, join Asmi Uba as it brings to the table movers and shakers of society and policymakers whose decisions have direct impact on your lives.
Bottom Line comes up every Thursday at 7 p.m. on SLBC TV, Channel 31, with Asmi Uba.
The bottom line on SLBC TV, the program you can't afford to miss on SLBC TV, Channel 31. Join me now. One of the dilemmas of the main opposition party is to choose who will be its next chairman for the following 3 years. Already, the current executive is led by an acting chairman, as the substantive one, Alhaji Michael Nkrumah, has been out of the country for almost 1 year now on medical grounds. The chairman is a powerful position in any party, as he heads the administrative wing, while the flag bearer is the candidate who takes his party to the polls. The All People's Congress is at a crossroads for so many reasons, but key among them is the power struggle facing it ahead of its convention in August if all goes as planned. One man that has come up for the top job is the former Minister of Trade and Works and later Ambassador to China under President Anisbai Nkrumah, Alimami Petit Nkrumah. Ambassador Nkrumah, a former Secretary General of the Council of Churches in Sierra Leone before he actively joined politics, hails from Cambia in northern Sierra Leone and is known for his loyalty and dedication to the APC. In 2017, he tried his chance in the flag bearer race in Makeni that saw the selection of Dr. Samuel Kamara as the standard bearer of the APC for the 2018 ballots. In 2022 again, he attempted to go for the flag but did not make it as Dr. Samuel emerged for the second time as the flag bearer. The 2028 elections are drawing closer and the party is now bracing itself for the next convention where a new executive is going to be elected. Ambassador Alimami Nkrumah is ramping up his campaign for the chairmanship of the APC. Ambassador Nkrumah, welcome to the Bottom Line.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
How life has been in opposition?
Well, in opposition, life has been tough. But life goes on for those who believe in God and for those who are content with what they stand for and what their fate is. Life has been of challenges, especially within the opposition, the APC, because there are times when you think back when we're in power and one would wish to have the same situation. And when we're out of power, now in opposition, there has been sometimes unnecessary misunderstandings amongst ourselves, power struggles within the hierarchy of the party, and in some way that has led to some internal conflicts.
I mean, what has led to this? Is it because of the trappings of power are no longer around?
Well, all of it put together. Some people have become disillusioned. Others have tried to exercise their powers against others, settle old scores, and some are anxious to see change. And that has created some confusion within our party itself.
Are you missing the trappings of power? Being a former minister, you occupied two positions under the Koroma administration. You served as his Minister of Trade, you also served as the Minister of Works, and later he appointed you as Ambassador to China. Those are three key positions in government.
Exactly. So one want to continue, especially as I used to enjoy serving my country and serving my people. And I enjoyed doing that.
Okay.
I would have loved very much to continue just that. But through the process of democracy, through elections, we were put out of power. And so I missed that aspect of serving people and of being in touch with the realities of life. I definitely do miss that.
So if anything, what has the opposition taught you? Being in opposition.
Well, it has taught me to be patient. It has also taught me to do the things right and to do the right things. I'm sure that we, along the way as APC, did some very good things for ourselves as a party and for the country, but we also made some fundamental mistakes which affected us and continue to affect us today.
Have those mistakes not been rectified?
Well, it's taken a while. It is taking a while, some time, to make those changes. I know it's hard for people to accept their mistakes, but with time and reflection, conscience tells people that yes, I was wrong in what I did or what I did not do.
So what specifically are you referring to? What sort of mistakes do you think the party made that caused it to lose power in 2018 and in 2023?
Well, I cannot pinpoint specifically. I can just name a few things that that I consider to be part of the reasons for our failure to continue being in power. And it starts from the bottom and goes right up to the top. The way we choose our candidates sometimes leaves us with confusion, division.
You referring to the 2018 selection?
Right through, right through from 2017 to 2022. The way we have gone about electing and selecting our leaders at executive level in the various cadres from constituency to district to region and on to the national level, and the way we are also, the method we adopted also in choosing or electing our national leaders and also our flag bearer. These have been some of the mistakes, in my view, that the party made.
Say, I mean, some of you guys were disgruntled because you were not fortunate to be selected. If any one of you had been selected in Makeni, you would have benefited from the selection. Let's assume you had been selected as the APC flag bearer in 2017-20. Would you have seen any fault in the selection process?
Well, whoever gets selected doesn't say anything wrong because it's the beneficiary.
Okay.
But for me, what the issue is, not that I was not elected or selected, but it's the manner in which the selection was done.
Which manner? How was it done? Because we are not in that room. We were. I covered it.
Well,
we saw you guys went into a room. You came out,
yes,
and then the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, said based on consultation, he had been given the authority or the power to announce, and then he pronounced the name of Dr. Samuel Kamara as the party's flag bearer. Meaning you guys could not...
I cannot challenge him on the aspect of having consulted, but I can definitely say that I was not part of those consulted in that process. And so that's one of the things I'm pointing at, that the manner in which the selection was done is what caused the anger in some people, you know.
Are you one of those who had that anger?
Yes, certainly. I was one of those that had that anger because I felt at the time and up to a point that there ought to have been consultation. And if we had met as a family of APC and openly discussed the process, I'm sure even if one was not selected, and even if one was to be unhappy, but anger would not have been deeper as it was. It definitely caused a lot of anger, deep anger in some people.
And it caused your party to lose. Some people prefer their party to lose than to support the candidate of their party.
Well, those who ever...
That's deep-seated.
No. Whoever wished the APC to lose because of that, or even more serious mistakes, I would doubt that person's loyalty to the party. Whatever happened, I don't think I would ever wish for the APC to lose. And we are all paying the price today. So for those who wish the APC to lose, we are all paying the price for that today. So that's a very wrong attitude, and I appeal to such people to please calm down and change that attitude. Whatever it is, we should be able to address our issues internally. We should be able to discuss things, and we should be able to forgive and move on.
After the 2018 election, some reforms have happened in your party. You now have a new constitution. That constitution was used in your 2022 election again of Dr. Samuel Kwan for the second time. Are you satisfied with the reform that your party has gone through?
Well, it's the first step. Changing the constitution or amending the constitution is the first step. Now we are applying it for the first time, and we are learning out of this process. And we realize that there are a few more things that need to be addressed. And it's a process, and there's no finality in such a process. We engage ourselves, or we re-engage ourselves, and do the necessary surgery that needs to be done to address the challenges that the current constitution poses. For instance, the qualification criteria to be a flag bearer, it has been a contentious issue, and I think we need to discuss that again. And a few other areas. So that's the dynamics of a party that wants to be formidable and wants to make progress and wants to be strong and wants to win elections. Okay. We cannot be rigid, we cannot be constant, but all of it has to be done through a democratic process of open and frank discussions. The
constitution was put to test in 2022 again when your party elected Dr. Samuel Kamara. Were you happy with the election process? Was it fairer compared to 2017?
If it is unfair, it's unfair. Unfair is unfair. So whether it was less fair or more or fairer, it's unfair.
But I mean, 2022,
yes,
box were placed. People voted.
Yes.
They voted for one man.
Yes.
That this is the man we want to lead our party.
But look at the damage that left us with. You know what we call Team A? When there was this camp called Team A within the party, and it was supported and protected right through. And we saw also by the powers that be. Well, I'm a victim of that situation, of that system, so I cannot be those powers that be, you know. And we saw, I mean, I'm no longer angry, but I'm just reflecting so that we don't make the same mistakes again. We saw at the convention people who are serving in office openly declaring support for Dr. Samuel and for other candidates. That is totally against our constitution, and nobody said a word about it. That went without any condemnation. We saw almost protested. We saw regional chairmen or chairwomen, publicity secretaries, organizing secretaries coming to open podiums to declare in our presence. Before that and during the convention, I mean, how can that be fair? Complete violation of the very constitution itself.
But did you raise that to the PPRC?
Oh yes, no, the PPRC.
Yeah, so you're internal.
I did, and I know others did too. We wrote, but it fell on deaf ears. At least, if the party leadership paid attention to what we were saying, so the anger would have been.
So you think that cost you again in 2023 because you had the same face on the ballots?
No, not really. Not really, because there were lessons learned in 2018, and I know for sure that the party and Samra made some great improvement in the polls, in the way we went about the campaigns and in the polls themselves. But the downside of that exercise is that we are left now, or we inherited an executive at various levels that are not necessarily the most appropriate persons to serve. But because they belonged to Team A, people ganged up to vote for them. And now our NAC is not as strong as it used to be. Our regional executives, our district executives, and even our constituency executives are not as strong as they used to be.
So what is missing?
There is division from that level up to the NAC level.
Okay.
Yes.
One would have thought that by this time, maybe you would have gone for the flag again for the third time, but you've decided this time not to go for the flag of the APC, but to go for the chairmanship of the party, the administrative head, in other words, of your party. Why have you abandoned your flag bearer ambition?
Well, this is the true flag of the APC. When one goes for the national chairmanship, that's the actual flag of the APC.
Really?
But let me say this. I made 2 attempts and failed twice. I took some time to reflect on where I went wrong as Alemami Kuroma, with all my loyalty, with all my connections, with all my, I dare say, popularity within the party and in the country, and high expectations to have been the flag bearer in 2018. So I asked myself where I went wrong. And I'm still looking out for answers. I also tried to look at the system that addressed, that handled the elections leading to the choice of a flag bearer. Has there been any change in those systems? What has changed? If nothing has changed, why do I go again? So these are some of the issues I've been looking through in my mind. And yes, I see the opportunity for my services again in the party, in the same party. Because as somebody that is versatile, that commands respect and a large following of the party, I do not see myself limited to just flag bearer position. There has to be a remedy to some of the things we see happening now in our party, and that has to do partly with the leadership. And so I see a call as Alemami Kuroma to come into the party structure and help salvage the situation within the party. So these are some of the considerations that I took. And now I'm going in full force.
What do you say full force?
All my focus, no turning back, no left, no right, focused, moving ahead with the national chairmanship position. And I'm very happy doing that.
So what do you think the current leadership, the current chairman, I mean, as I speak, your chairman has been out of the country for almost 1 year now. I think on medical grounds also. You have acting chairman, someone who has acted for almost 1 year. What do you think is missing that you want to bring, you want to be seen in the party?
In the first place, we do not have a full complement of personnel. You just said that the substantive chairman has been away for a little over 1 year. That position has to be filled. I commend Ambassador Sene for having held on as acting chairman and at the same time doing his substantive position, performing substantive duties as deputy chairman for over 1 year. And if things have gone wrong, and if things have not gone the way they ought to go, that would be one reason. Overload. One person is being overloaded. One person doing the job of 2 persons. So don't you see that we should correct that situation? Yes, we should correct that situation, and I have that.
But what's happening is just, I mean, is out of everybody's control. I mean, if the chairman falls sick and he is flown out of the country, he's responding to
And that is why in administration you don't allow that situation to continue for a long time. You need to bring in a substantive, because if you saw that you need 2 persons for a job and you recruit 2 persons and all of a sudden you have only 1 person performing, you wouldn't expect magic to play that you can effect. Otherwise, you change your structure and just make it a position for one person. You see? So we're not happy. We have no choice. Honorable Mikhail Masare has not chosen to be away, to go on vacation. And we sympathize with the situation. We sympathize very much with the situation. But we have been left with that, so I call it vacuum, which the party tried to fill by asking Ambassador Ansede to act as chairman, whilst he continues also to be the deputy or vice chairman of our party. So if you ask what will I bring, I'll bring service to the party by being the substantive national chairman. I'll bring new energy as a younger person and someone who has gone through a lot and acquired a lot of knowledge, skills, experience, and who is highly motivated to bring positive change, improve performance.
Well, I mean, Ambassador, if you follow the political trend now in the country, take for instance your main rival, the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party. I mean, they have a younger executive. Take for example the chairman, Batido Songa, someone younger than you. I mean, not to talk about the deputy Robert Kondima, that all young folks want to say. You look at the PRO, you look at other members of the executive. These are all young folks want to say. Younger than you, far away. And is that what you are thinking, to bring in new, sort of younger people in the APC executive?
Well, you don't complete, if you want to make a comparison, you just address one aspect of age, that's age. What about knowledge? What about experience? What about expertise? One may be young, but that person may not have all of this. One may be older, but has a deep well of this, and these are equally and perhaps even more necessary in our current dispensation. So if you ask whether I want to have young people, yes, I would love to work with young people. They come with energy, they come with fresh ideas, fresh legs, you know. Definitely I would like to have a mix of myself. You can consider me as an old man. I'm not very, I'm not very old. But I would like to have young people. I would like to have strong women. The APC would like to have that kind of mix. Young people, women, and men working together. That is why in our structure, some of the organs are Young Congress, Women's Congress, veterans. So we have a place for all manner of people. Veterans are there, women are there, young people are there. And it is the same that we expect to have. But we will not make the policy that we must go for young people just because they are young. We want to have the correct young persons.
Politics.
And I really want to talk about that's the choice of the SLPP. We'll have our own choice, and we shall be responsible for our decisions and our choices.
They also say the SLP they wanted firebrand. Are you a firebrand individual?
I don't know what's the definition of a firebrand. I can only
Someone who cannot just chicken out when the kitchen gets hot, for example.
Well, in that case, I'm a firebrand. From the analogy I've given, I'm a firebrand. And I've gone through a lot in my previous job before coming into politics. I'm a firebrand from your definition. I don't quit. I don't quit. And the fact that I continue to vie for positions in the party tells you that I'm a firebrand. If I try to be flag bearer, some will just quit. Those who want to come and test the waters, after the first attempt and they fail, you don't see them again in the party, vying for any position within the party, or even as flag bearer, because they are not firebrands. But those of us that are firebrands, we try and we'll try and we'll continue trying. Yes. I'm a firebrand. Okay,
Ambassador, politics is changing on a daily and weekly basis. What's your connection with, for example, the young people in your party? Because I mean, they dominate now. I mean, if you look at politics in many parts of the world now, you see the role that young people play. The Gen Zs, for example.
Very good. I'm a mixer. I can say it for myself. I relate well with young people, I relate well with women, I relate well with my age mates, with my colleagues across the board. So to answer your question directly, my relationship with young people in the party, and even in the country, is very strong and very good.
Have you moved in the length and breadth of the country? Have you listened to your APC supporters? If yes, what have they said to you?
Well, I'm not moved physically, but I'm moved by through modern technology.
Okay.
I've moved not physically, and I will do that. It's a matter of timing and strategy. And when it is time for me to have a tour of the country, then I get to verify what I hear. But so far,
you have 3 months more to the convention.
So far,
if all goes as planned, the convention should be held in August, and this is May. 2 weeks they say
I have my target. I have those that I need. I have those that I need. So I'm waiting for my timetable. I have a timetable. I have just not to
the delegates.
Well, certainly yes. Certainly those are the ones that matter. I mean, if for public campaign, I've done it before in my previous job, in my ministerial positions, in my daily life. I move around and I interact. But let me say this: on this my bid for the national chairmanship of the APC, the support has been overwhelming. I'm sure you've heard that. It has been overwhelming, and I thank people that have come out to express their support to me. And I just say, let's keep working together. And you will not regret that you ever supported me for the position I'm vying for, national chairman of the APC.
One of the most disturbing or challenges politicians face is how to deal with delegates. You've dealt with them twice, in 2017 as the flag bearer candidate, in 2023 as well. What has been your experience with delegates? Do you see them as people whom one can trust?
Well, for the 2 times that I ran for political office, it is not so more of my experience with delegates. It is more of my experience with the powers that be. You know, when you have the leadership supporting a candidate, and that leadership has a strong hold on delegates, that's where you have your problem, not with the delegates. Yes. So my experience has been more with the leadership than with the delegates. On their own, delegates will fall for Alemani Kuroma. But when they are influenced by those in power, and they have been influenced in the past by those in power, I dare say.
Are you worried they will be influenced this time around?
when I told you that one of the things I was looking at that caused me to change my course is those structures that played in the past. Have they changed or they've not changed?
Have they?
Well, we are forcing them to change.
I mean, few weeks
we are
back you had
forcing-
your lower level.
And we are still there because we are still there because we want to ensure that the right things are done and things are done right. You see? So these are some of the changes we want to see in the party.
Okay.
Yes. So not the delegates, it's about that me, but I think this time around we've all learned our lessons. And that's why you see we had our first round of ward elections on the 21st of February. And we're still not done. It's just to tell you people are not ready to accept what used to happen. Now everybody's exercising his or her rights, either through internal
redress
mechanisms or through PPRC. And I pray that we do not have to go through beyond PPRC.
And one of the issues facing the party now is the extension of its current executive for 6 months. Are you in support of that?
I'm in support of legality. Our constitution does not make provision for an extension of term, of tenure. It's 3 years exact. And I made that call to the Secretary General when I heard one leader speak on one occasion that, oh, we can extend our term for 6 months and another 6 months. I called the National Secretary General and said, hey, I've had the wrong thing being said about extension, and the NSG was honest to admit that, yes, there is no such provision in our constitution, but there is a window of opportunity in the PPRC Act. And I think that has been misapplied. But I'm a law-abiding person. The PPRC came and gave directive. Somebody petitioned that. Somebody asked that the current executive, their tenure was to expire in February. And PPRC looked into the matter, and a ruling is still pending. No ruling has been given to that petition. Rather, PPRC came with a directive.
Well, PPRC had I mean, there is a precedent to that. Even in the SLPP, the pre-signing executive, for example, their time elapsed.
The difference is
and PPRC came in and gave them an extension.
The difference is SLP has a provision of extension of tenure in their constitution. APC's constitution doesn't have that provision at all.
Is there a lacuna that the framers of the constitution did not see?
I did say, as part of our reforms, we are testing our constitution for the first time in this regard. Okay. And so, one, the qualification criteria for flag bearers we'll look at again, and this perhaps could be one issue. Not that it has been highlighted. I know definitely that it is one area that we will look at. So if you want to call it lacuna, yes, it's lacuna.
Okay, the program you are watching is Bottom Line from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. My guest today is Ambassador Alimami Bikoroma, who is the former Minister of Trade and Works and later Ambassador to China under the Kuroma administration. Well, he has thrown his hat into the ring to become the next chairman of the All People's Congress. The program is Bottom Line. We are going for a few seconds break. After the break, we are back.
The show that touches every aspect of society, as we leave no stone unturned.
It's Bottom Line, only on SLBC TV. Do you know the TV show that brings to you the decision makers who determine and shape the country's policies and programs? Bottom Line is the show to watch.
Well, join Asmi Uba as he brings to the table movers and shakers of society and policymakers whose decisions have direct impact on your lives.
Bottom Line comes up every Thursday at 7 p.m. on SLBC TV, Channel 31, with Asmi Uba.
Bottom Line on SLBC TV, the program you can't afford to miss on SLBC TV, Channel 31. Join me now.
The show that touches every aspect of society, as we leave no stone unturned.
It's Bottom Line, only on SLBC TV. Do you you know the TV show that brings to you the decision makers who determine and shape the country's policies and programs? Bottom Line is the show to watch.
Well, join Asmi Uba as he brings to the table movers and shakers of society.
The program you are watching is Bottom Line from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. You can watch us on our Facebook page slbc.sl and also on our radio stations in Bo, in Makeni, in Kenema, in Kadaun, and Kontong. You are also listening to the program on SLBC 99.9 FM in Kuwait. The program is Bottom Line. My guest today is Honorable Alimami, Ambassador Alimami P. Koroma. You kept on talking about the powers that be, and when you talk about one of the powers in the APC, the name that comes to mind is the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, who is now in Nigeria. What's your relationship with him? Or is he one of the powers that be in the APC?
Oh, why did you change the question? What's the relationship with him?
Now, I'll come to that. I'll come to that question. I'll come to that.
He was the president, he was leader and chairman of the party. So, how do you categorize him?
No, I'm asking you, is he one of the powers that be?
He's the president, he was the president, he was leader, and he was chairman. How do you define that?
No, I mean, I have my own definition, but maybe I'm sure you have yours as well.
Well,
so do you see as one of those who are the powers behind the scenes?
I did refer to the leadership of the party. And for someone who was president and leader of the party and chairman of the party, definitely.
So what's the relationship with him?
Now
Yep.
and before?
Yep.
It has been good before. It came sour because I wasn't happy with what happened to me. But we have to move on. We need to forgive.
Have you moved on with him?
Very well. Now we're back like this. Just as before. He's my brother, he's my friend. He's my boss.
Some people say even when he was in power, your relationship with him was somehow strained. For example, when he relieved you of your duty as Minister of Works, I remember, I still recall a press release that came from State House, cited potholes and what have you in the city. You were the Minister of Works then. I mean, that was unprecedented for a minister to be relieved, and reasons stated for why he was relieved.
Well, I think.
How did you receive that news that day?
It was a big surprise to me because we met the evening before, we had a meeting at State House the evening before, and I took leave and went to Bo to do a fantastic job as minister to launch equipment and for a new project. And on my return the same night, I had the news. It was a shock. I have to confess, it was a shock. Not just to me, but to many people across Sierra Leone, because many people saw the work that I was doing, or rather the work that the Ministry of Works was doing, has been fantastic.
And that was the peak of your political career at that moment, one would say, because infrastructure, especially roads, was one of the flagship programs of President Koroma, and you are the minister.
And so it's a mockery of all of that, because when you come out to state that the ministry and the SLRA are not up to the task, and yet that's when the people say Hosanna to the ministry works. So it came as a big shock to myself, to my family, to many Sierra Leoneans, that is that the reason that Alimami Koroma has been relieved of his duties? But it is his right. He is one that has the power or the prerogative to hire and fire.
And some conspiracy theories.
Well, I took it to a good part because I have a conscience that tells me that I did my best. And look at what the records show. What the APC has been boasting and keeps boasting about these roads. And I will tell you, all, capital ALL of those roads were under my leadership. So I'm happy. That's consolation for me.
Okay.
That I led the works on all of those roads that the APC is proud of. And my fellow Sierra continue to enjoy today.
But the principal who, or should I say the class teacher who marks your scripts, did not see it. I mean, as far as he was concerned, you did not perform. That's why he had to relieve you.
Well,
he is the teacher in the class.
Well,
he assesses, he marks the scripts.
Yes, you know, there can be bad days as well for good students. There can be bad days for good students. So you ask a school teacher, you please ask the school teacher whether he made the wrong assessment at a given point in time or whether that was truly the correct assessment. So it's unusual also for me to argue, to debate why I was relieved from my duties. I've been relieved and accepted in good faith, and I'm still a happy person because I can point to things that I took charge of.
Some people,
and they are there for all to see.
Some conspiracy theories claim that you are relieved because of your political ambition you had then. You had lost ambition to become a flag bearer, and you had started making moves, and I think those moves hurt, should I say, the powers that be?
Well, I wasn't told. I wish someone had called my attention to say, hey, slow down. Definitely, I had ambitions to go beyond the level of minister. And it was not to do it through unorthodox means. It was to follow democratic procedures. And I discussed that
with the principal.
I definitely met with the president and told him that I had an interest and that in due time, let him please consider me. I went through that process.
And what was his response?
Well, you can imagine, you cannot say yes or you cannot say no. He will tell you, I've heard, so keep working, be with the people, and that's what he said to me. You know? Okay. So if I was to live because of not a genuine ambition, well, I am prepared to suffer from my belief, from my standpoint.
So how long did it take should I say friction or your bitterness? How long did it take for you guys to see each other again and smile at each other?
There was no friction. And let me tell you this. When all of that happened, I met with the president. One-on-one, I met him and told him the piece of my mind and how I felt about the way he treated me. And he took kindly to it. I think he had reflected and he saw that what I was saying to him was the right thing. I met him.
Is it that he was misled or he was misadvised?
I don't know. And I met him again in the company of other comrades in our close circle of friends. We are a close circle of friends. Including Alex Kroma, Ali Fona, Brancago, Oslito, Osuya, etc., etc. That's our circle of friends, I also met with them and also said the things I had told my boss before. I mean, just so that I will not keep it, within me. Okay. And that's me. I don't have any grudge. I like to say things. If you hurt me, I don't feel good about what you did to me. And I'm done with it. Okay. So from that point on, I was done with that. And we continued. And to date.
And he later appointed you again as ambassador to China.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
So
I know Alex Kroma knows that I'm good material.
Okay.
He knows that I'm good material. And he could not let me go. So he brought me again. And the rest, we had a good time together, talking. Yes.
When last did you speak with him?
Have
you ever visited him in Nigeria?
There are things that I don't have to say in public. There are things that are personal to me. And then for various reasons. But once in a while I call him and he calls me, we check on each other, I update him on what I'm doing, and
have you sought his should I say his blessings this time around to go for the chairmanship?
I want to seek your blessings.
How can you? I'm not an APC member.
You can promote me, you can talk to your family, you can promote me. I want, it's hypocrisy for anybody to vie for political office and you need to cherry pick whom you want to support you, whom you don't want to support you. I want everybody's support. I want President Bio support even. I want SNP support. Because that's what makes you win.
And I mean, when you mentioned President Bio, one of the accusations that has been made against you is that you are a friend of President Bio. Some of your party members say you are too close. You are too close. You are closer to the president. I mean, he is the president and you are in opposition. His party is in power. Your party is in opposition. So let's see you as.
Let me say this for the umpteenth time. President Bio and I are not close. We are not close.
As people perceive?
We are not close. We are not even friends. But I tell you, Asmio, I wish he and I were friends. just because he's president. And he's a powerful man. Who would not want to be a friend of a president? A hypocrite only. Even as APC, I wish I was close, I wish I was a friend of President Bio. So let's have it done today.
Okay.
I wish, but we are simply not. And
So why are people saying
and ask them,
you are a friend of the president?
ask them. I asked them to be a friend of the president. I'm here lingering. You know, they know the life I go through. If I'm close to the president, if I'm his friend, my life will have been better than what it is now. I don't get a damn support from the president. I don't.
Don't he call you?
I hope he's hearing what I'm saying here.
But he stood by. I think he stood by you when you lost your wife.
Definitely. And that's
I think there was also that. Okay.
And that's where I respect President Bio for two things. When I lost the flag bearer's position in 2018, we never spoke before. One evening, Bio, now President Bio, called me, and I have witnesses for this. I was at home with my family, and I had two persons that visited me. I will not mention them. One female and one male. One is APC, the other is SMB. They came to console me. It was during that time that President Bio called me. For the first time, I even thought, who is it? Oh, Bio. I said, which Bio? Madam Bio. And what did he have to say? Oh, I sympathize with you that you went through this process and you lost, and so please take heart. I want to encourage you in order to keep trying. That left me with a very good impression about a person of that nature. When you are in distress and somebody that you do not expect comes to encourage you as he did, that's a very good impression left in my mind. When my wife died, President Bio also did provide support to me, not financial support, but moral support. He sent a high-power delegation, following tradition, to go cry bearing, quote unquote. You know, and you all saw, you were here. Yeah. That was a time when funerals, there were only 30 persons or so allowed to attend funerals.
And you weren't going to be fitting funeral.
Like a big procession in this country. You know, protected by security personnel. Parliament was, there was to be a sitting that day. It was rescheduled. Just so that MPs and the Speaker of Parliament and government minister could attend my wife. Hey, Bo, somebody does that for you.
And people
I have to be grateful. I'm a human being.
And people also say in 2018 he wanted, I don't know whether he approached you or not, but he wanted you to be his running mate. Is that true? Is that true? I
would not say President Bio. I would say SLP wanted me. SLP wanted me. I was approved by a number of SLP persons that wanted me to be running mate. I'm sure they had discussions behind the scenes on that.
So they wanted to put you?
Definitely.
So why did you decline or what?
Well, that's why I'm not his running. That's why I was not his running mate. That's why I was not.
That was a sweetener. Why did you decline that?
I had no confidence
that the APC was going to win.
No. There are times you profile poverty, then you say sorry for this. Free poor, better pass tight gentry. That's, if I may use this as an analogy.
Yeah.
I love my APC. I have trust in my APC. I have patience. I have content. So don't run for sugar, as other politicians do. So I choose to stay firm and stay committed to the APC.
So when the SLP is now in power, have you ever been approached in 2018 to now to switch over? We've seen many of your former colleagues, some of them have switched. They are now wearing the green shirts.
Some are not even approached.
Someone voluntarily.
They move voluntarily. You know, well, some will say, I'm not going to, it's hard not to crack. If I was offered, if people approach me to be vice president, running me to be leader, and I don't accept, so you have to think twice on how to approach it to accept something lower. So I have to be very honest, nobody has approached me. Nobody has approached me for any position within the SLPP since the coming into power in 2018. Nobody.
Okay, let me just go for a few messages on our Facebook page. This one says, watching Honorable Manu Petito Koroma live on national television today clearly shows his depth of experience, wisdom, and leadership he brings to the APC and Sierra Leone as a whole. This one says his calm delivery, national vision, and message of unity, transparency, and accountability continues to inspire confidence among supporters across the country. This is the kind of mature leadership the APC needs moving forward. This other one says, okay. Another one says, you are a great man to lead the APC. Yes, Ambassador, one of your pillars was your wife.
Definitely.
Some people say when your wife died, you made so many mistakes, political mistakes. Is it true that the death of your wife led to mistakes politically for you?
Which I did not change political parties. I remained in the APC. I had more time to serve in the party, so much you need to tell me the mistakes I made, if any. And I'll be very honest to admit that I made those mistakes. And if it's on account of the loss of my wife, I'll also be very honest to say so.
But she was your greatest pillar, one could say.
What do you expect a wife to be to a husband? What do you expect a husband to be to his wife? The greatest pillars. So she was a good wife, a phenomenal woman, and I miss her so much. I miss her love. I miss her good advice, her counsel, her support, her everything.
What's one of the things he used to advise you, especially when it comes to politics?
Well, one of the things I want to tell you here, women, politics, you are exposed to so many things. Some of them are dangerous. You are exposed to women, I should say, watch it, be careful. Be careful, maintain a clean relationship with A, B, and C. And so that was just for our fun because she knows me. We are married for 35 years, unbroken. We are married for 35 years and never before have we had problems in terms of quarreling and fighting. Never we did. So we understood ourselves. So, but for the fun of it, she would say, be careful. But on a serious note, she always admired my forthrightness, my honesty, in dealing with issues. And yes, and it was, keep trying. Don't change. Let nothing change you.
Okay.
Be what you are. Accept your position, your situation. Don't covet anything. And that helped me a lot.
If by the time your party goes to the polls to elect the new executive and flag bearer race, what have you learned from the two past elections that you contested, 2017 and 2023, that you think is going to help you in your bid?
We'd have to do things following principles of democracy. Let the people choose their leaders. Allow them space. Let them assume their rights. And let them also take responsibility for the decisions they take. Let democracy flow. And so if we're able to do that as APC, even if I lose, I will not be angry because I lost through due process. So my appeal to the APC, to all of us in the APC is, we reflect on our past. The things we did wrong, we should drop. The way we did things that was not correct, we should change. There are established principles, procedures, and processes in democracy. Apply those. Stand by them. Let the voice of people be heard, the young people be heard, women to be heard, and don't throw away the old men and old women because they have knowledge,
Okay.
and experience.
Another thing that is has a tendency to divide your party is the flag bearer race. Are you in league with any flag bearer aspirants?
Yes.
Oh.
All of them.
I thought you were going to name just one person.
All of them. Why? I'm going to be the father. They are all my children. As national chairman, I have all of the flag bearers as my children. So I cannot favor any single one of them. They are all my children from the same mother. They are my children from the same mother.
So what kind of flag bearer do you think the APC should go for this time around?
A flag bearer that has a track record.
Track record of what?
Integrity. We don't want to have a flag bearer with a checkered history.
Okay.
We want a flag bearer with the requisite level of education. We want a flag bearer that has integrity, that is honest.
Okay.
A flag bearer that is known and loved by people. One that can win elections for us. I mean, it's not just to describe a flag bearer with all qualities and yet is not able to win the hearts and minds of the electorate. I want a flag bearer that will work with me and he occupies State House while I occupy 11 Old River Line and work together as a team. A strong flag bearer. One that is straight in his dealings in the country and with our party.
I'll give you 30 seconds. Talk to APC supporters who are watching you now on television. I'll give you 30 seconds to talk to them.
My dear comrades of the APC, I am yours truly, Alebami P. Koroma, aka Petito, appealing to you to use your conscience to look at what obtains now in the country and within our party and to elect for the position of national chairman and other positions within the party, including the flag bearer, that together will form a team that will reform our party and a team that will stand against the SLBP and win the 2028 elections. I am ready. I am available. And if you elect me, and I pray you do, I appeal you do, you all will see the change within the APC. And I will lead the APC to State House in 2028. So vote for me.
Well, that's how we end this program today. Well, Bottom Line only came to you because of the capable hands of my colleagues behind the scenes. Well, special thanks to all the camera operators and my studio operators and the rest of the team. Ambassador Rami Pikoma, I say thank you for honoring my invitation.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
I have to come again some other day.
Sure, when the campaigns gets hotter, I'll invite you again to come.
Thank you very much.
By then, I'm sure your party, you will have known who the delegates are. Though you said it is not the delegate but the powers that be.
At that time, yes. At that time, yes.
Well, viewers, that's how we say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the rest of the team. I have been your host, Asimi Uba. Don't forget, next week again, we shall be in the same studio, the same time, with another fresh issue to be discussed on Bottom Line. Till I join you again next week, I am Asimi Uba saying goodbye. God bless you.